Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about Steam Deck, or to be more precise, the Steam Deck OLED. Now, a lot of what I'm going to say about the OLED will transfer over to the original, but it is worth noting the two units are not identical. The APU they use is technically the same one, but they made it 1 nanometer smaller than the original, which does translate to better efficiency. And if there's any one thing I could probably say positive about the Steam Deck is that it is a very efficient system. Now, mind you, you do need to be realistic when you go into this. Know what you're getting yourself into. There are games that will not run on here either because they have insanely high system requirements, or because they include copy protection that is simply not compatible with Linux. And yeah, one other two flaws really. One is that if you're looking around, the only real port you have is the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, and then the Type-C port, which is pretty much it. There's no other on here at all, even though I would have liked a second one on here somewhere. Another problem on the inside of this, the hard drive is only 2232 in length. Now, that's a problem in my book because you could get up to 8 terabytes of storage on an M.2 drive, but not in that short a length. Right now, I believe the shortest you can get is 2 terabytes, which isn't bad, don't get me wrong. You could always supplement that by putting in an SD card of at least 1 terabyte. They make them in 1.5 terabyte, and eventually they'll have 2 terabytes. So you could, at this stage, with the 1.5 terabyte SD and 2 terabyte M.2, have 3.5 terabytes of storage, which isn't terrible. You can see here that I've got 97 games installed. We have an update. But yeah, I mean, with it being such a short size of M.2 drive, you can't get those bigger and frankly sometimes cheaper M.2s. So just be aware of that. So I mentioned this in the OLED, and one of the two defining factors besides the smaller sized nanometers for the APU, it is an OLED screen, as implied by Steam Deck OLED, and it is 0.4 inches bigger. I'm going to leave the dirty jokes behind me, because who knows who might be watching. But that's the original Dragon's Dogma. I have these on here. Well, I was going to play that one as it's pretty new, so Instead, we will load up God of War. I haven't purchased the sequel yet. I forget if it's even out yet, to be honest. I left the frame counter on there. Now some of that stuff I turned off. Generally helps with the battery life, but we're currently plugged in. And I want to be able to show off the Steam Deck at its best. Now, mind you, you do what I'm doing here, and there's a good chance the battery life will not last as long as you might want it to, but yeah, normally leave all the good stuff over here that you can turn on, turned on. Now, I have found a couple games where you turn that on and you kill the frame rate.
You lost control.
That thing was trying to kill us. It's not like you don't get angry in a fight.
Anger can be a weapon. If you control it, use it. You clearly cannot. When you...
I haven't been sick in a long time. I'm better now.
Fine. Come on then.
You want me to hit you?
I want you to try.
Ow! What are you...
Try again.
Why are you doing that?
Too slow. Try again.
Cut it out!
Weak. Again. Again.
Stop it!
Again.
I definitely have some mixed feelings about Kratos' parenting skills.
Your anger. You can get lost in it. The path ahead is difficult. And you, Atreus, are clearly not ready.
What was that?
Quiet.
That is probably Boulder. And I'm not gonna probably do the whole Boulder fight. It is an aggravation.
There's no use hiding anymore.
Yeah.
I know who you are.
What's going on? Do you know him?
More importantly, I know what you are.
Boy, beneath the floor. Now.
But you told me never to go down there. Who is that?
I do not know.
What's he talking about?
I do not know. Get in.
This...
If you've catched any of my earlier videos where I review hardware, you'll note I try not to go through and cut dead air out, because usually the dead air includes important information of how long exactly it could take to load a game. I mean, it's not always about how well it runs, but how well it loads, too. I mean, let's say you got 30 minutes to kill, and you want to knock out a quick bit of Fallout 4. Well, what if it took you 5 minutes to load Fallout 4 on the chosen device? That means you only have 25 minutes left for actual playtime. That's still good, don't get me wrong. If this is all you could afford, for example, you're guaranteed to have plenty of time. It runs okay, though there's occasional hitching and hiccup. It's possible that it can be cured by lowering the settings a little more. Nope, nope. This will be the last game I'm gonna worry about on this one, but this goes back to what I was just talking about, the load time, because, oh boy. Call of Duty on here, and this isn't even the newest one, this is Advanced Warfare. We're gonna just let this load and let's see here. I don't remember it crashing the last time I was playing, but here we are. Alright, loading. Hopefully. Uh-oh. Well...
After a second day of heavy fighting, U.S. Marines were successfully able to drive North Korean forces out of Seoul. With an additional division arriving soon, hopes are high that we may finally see a return to peace and stability in the region.
Why is one man spared while another taken? To this day, I couldn't give you an answer. But death comes for us all. Eventually. When you lose over 6,000 men in 4 hours, it's easy for one death to become just another number. But all I knew was my best friend was gone, and that part of me wished I had been taken instead. The dead, they've settled their debts. It's up to the living to pick up the tab.
And so it is time to say farewell to Private William Robert Irons, a man I had the privilege and honor to have under my command. A life is only important in proportion to its impact on the lives of others. By this standard,
For anyone
Private Irons
paying
ranks
attention,
among one of our
we
very
passed
best.
over a whole minute of just loading. We've been loading so long, I think the opening cutscene is about to replay. That's when you know you got a problem. Nope, it won't. One of the games, I believe, had a repeating opening. Alright.
Contact!
Clear.
I see
Mitchell,
movement.
get to the media room. Clear!
Mr. President, we're here to rescue you.
Need your authentication code.
Alpha Zulu Tango.
Confirmed.
Woo! So there you go. That was definitely over a whole minute of loading, which I guess if I had to advise anybody on buying it, in like any device, know your situation, know the games you want to play, know what's acceptable and what's not, because you can buy more powerful devices than the Steam Deck, which will include much faster loading, but if you're not, let's say you're not playing Call of Duty, for example, most games will load just fine on here. So you wouldn't necessarily need better than what this has. This, yeah. So I guess I'll recap 7.4-inch screen, 2 lovely touchpads that I've actually used when the game doesn't have native controller support, 1 Type-C port for charging or for using on a dock, and there's a power button. I have some fingernail polish over this because I sometimes like to have it in the bedroom, but without that fingernail polish the light is so bright it's just annoying. The volume rocker and the headphone jack, the air intake and exhaust. I'm not sure which is which, to be honest. I think this is the exhaust, well this is the intake. That means that the important chip would probably need to be right about here. If you really want to know for sure where it is, they have breakdowns of the system. And this is the 1 terabyte model, which is a big part of why I haven't tried to find the 2 terabyte drive I have to put it in there. I mean, I might, but then I gotta go through all the format and reinstall steps, so. Well guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry for some of the dead air. I just still an off-the-cuff kind of guy, as I said earlier. I like to kind of speak my feelings as I'm seeing them. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. It helps the channel grow. And hit thumbs up if you liked it. Thumb it down if you didn't, but you know, Santa's watching you. And have a great night.